Sorry. Sir, join. Sir, Aleemuddin.
Hello, sir.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. How are you, sir?
Sir, I'm Dr. Suhash Shetty, the principal of the college, sir.
Oh, sir, nice meeting you, sir.
The same here, sir. Thank you for accepting the invitation and for your precious time, sir. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for giving the opportunity to share some of the concepts of Unani system with you people, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure. We'll be very happy to listen to you and probably look at the possible collaboration, sir.
So please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Principal Dr. Suhash Kumar Shetty sir, Professor Dr.Mohd.Aleemuddin sir from National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore, fellow faculty members of National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore, and as well as Kaheshri B.M. Kankanwadi Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Belagavi, and all the students, PG students of the institute. Today, we are very happy to observe one more mega event and the meaningful way as per the directions of National Council of Indian System of Medicine, New Delhi. Last month, we have observed the 6th Siddha Day successfully by conducting various meaningful programs. Now, as per the directions of NCISM, we are observing Unani Day on February 13th. On this program, in this concern, we have organized, under the guidance of our beloved principal, we have organized many awareness programs to our Ayush fraternity medicos and as well as the common people regarding the other systems of medicines. The intention behind is let the Ayush students and as well as the community should get sensitized, should aware about the other systems of the medicine as we are moving towards the globalization of integrated medicine. Hence, the health service can be served through all the systems of medicines. With this motto, we are celebrating this Unani Day with a meaningful program for the first time in our KLA world under the directions of NCISM and under the directions of our beloved principal. I wholeheartedly welcome all the dignitaries, all the PG scholars, students for this very function. I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Dr.Mohd.Aleemuddin Qu, the Professor of National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore, for this very function. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir.
So thank you, sir.
Sir. So now I request our beloved principal, Dr. Suhas Kumar Shetty, sir, to give a brief keynote about this program. Sir, please.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Most respected Professor Aleemuddin sir, my dear colleague Dr. Ashok Patil, all faculty members, and all the delegates who have joined from different parts for this webinar on the sensitization to Unani Day. At the outset, I would like to really thank Professor Aleemuddin sir for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion. And we're really looking forward for your valuable insight over an orientation for Unani Day. As you all know that the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine and the Ministry of Ayush have been carrying out various innovative programs to sensitize about the Ayush tree. And as a part of that, they have taken up various initiatives where they are trying to celebrate the Ayurveda Day, Siddha Day, Unani Day, etc., so that all of us get sensitized toward this particular system of medicine. And it is not just restricted to one day of celebration. It should be an integration which can be taken forward. Because until unless we try to understand the basic concept, what are the areas, like where are the vertical areas, the horizontal areas where we can be able to integrate. See, when you're talking about integrative medicine or integration, probably we always are looking forward to integrating any one of the system of Ayush with allopathy. But probably more than the integration that can happen between Ayush and allopathy, I think a lot of scope is there for the integration within our system, within Ayush system. So that is why such sensitization can be very, very fruitful in trying to know what are the similarities and differences in the system, what are the areas where we could try to integrate, and where we can possibly take up some pilot studies or some integrative protocols may be developed so that we are able to reach the people as an integrative approach for the betterment of the mankind. So for this, we are very happy to have Professor Aleemuddin sir, who is one of the senior professor in very prestigious Indian Institute of Unani Medicine, Bengaluru. And again, on behalf of the KLE Ayurveda and KLE family, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to you all. And as you know, this Unani Day is celebrated as the mark of respect to Hakim ji, and where it was because of his contribution, various institutions was developed, especially in different parts of the country, and now it has been spreading very well. Though it has come from the West, but there has been a lot of interest among the people regarding the Unani system of medicine, which has its own practices, like unique practices, like we all might have heard about the different types of preventive health strategies, management of various diseases, some specialized therapies like the cupping therapies, etc., which we are all very familiar with. And probably such orientation is what we are looking forward by Professor today. And I really appreciate Dr. Ashok Patil and the entire team of Swasthata Department for taking an initiation in conducting this program. And I wish this webinar a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your encouraging words. Now, as sir is arrived for the first time to KLE Ayurveda, may I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Mohd.Aleemuddin Qu sir to the audience. Sir has completed his post-graduation in Unani, presently working as a professor and head Amreze Zilwa Taniyat and in charge of Department of Malajita and a coordinator intermediary pharmacovigilance center for Unani drugs at National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore. Sir is having 3 decades of clinical, 23 years of teaching, 2 decades of research experience, guided 35 PG dissertations, 17 under progress and 3 PhD completed studies, and 2 PhD research works. Sir is guiding under his guidance. Sir's areas of interests are musculoskeletal diseases, lifestyle diseases, psychiatry, and skin. Research project sponsored by RGHS is under process. Sir is also working as academic in charge, nodal officer, administrator, member secretary, institutional ethical committee, member board of studies of Unani PG, technical experts on dossier of Unani medicine, expert for the NAC for the development of guidelines for Unani college, etc. Sir has authored 135 original research papers published in his peer-reviewed and indexed journals. Sir, we are very fortunate to have you as a resource person for our audience. Now I request Dr.Mohd.Aleemuddin Qu, sir, to speak before the audience. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful cooperation extended with you people, and thank you for the beautiful introduction given by Dr. Ashok Patil ji. Very respectable principal, sir, Professor Suhas Kumar Shetty ji, and friend Dr. Ashok Patil, and the other dignitaries who are attending from the rear end, most of them from the Ayurveda science of stream, and some of the Unani people also joined. I feel it's a great privilege to be with this Sri Baswappa Mallappa Kanakavadi Ayurveda Mahavishwavidyalaya, Belagavi, one of the reputed institutions in the southern India, particularly in the Karnataka, who is working as a part of this KLE Academy of Higher Education Research Center at Belgavi. I extend my greeting before I take this talk, as because they come forward to celebrate the Unani Day on the directions of the statutory body of Ayush system of medicine. For that, we are very grateful to you, sir, for the gesture you have been extended to celebrate this Unani Day. With this word, I take this privilege to present before all of you some of the basics of Is it the slide is visible now, sir?
It's visible.
Okay. My greetings to Sri B.M. Kanakavadi Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, KLE Academy of Higher Education, because they are the people who invited me to share some of the views and concept of Unani system of medicine on the occasion of this Unani Day. As a token of appreciation and gesture to these people, with thanks, I'll take you to the part of the deliberation as a preliminary part of discussion, understanding about the introduction of Unani system of medicine and its uniqueness. Is it audible now, sir? Is there any issue? Hello, Ashok sir, Suhas sir, anybody? Is it slides are visible and my voice is clear?
The slides are clear, but the voice is breaking a bit.
Okay, then I have to. So, is it I'm audible? Hello. Hello. Is it audible?
Hello, sir.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now, sir, but the voice is breaking a bit.
Earlier it was fine, sir.
Okay, probably after
Before presentation.
Yeah, now it is better, sir. I think you can go ahead now.
Okay, sir. So the outlook of my presentation, probably the next 45 minutes and whatever the time we are going to spend with you, to based upon the actively listening and learning capabilities of our august audience, the outlook of my presentation, I have made something like, first we'll try to understand this introduction to Unani medicine, followed by some of the fundamentals of Unani medicine, where
I think if you can switch off your camera, I think the voice would be better, sir.
Okay, then let me see this camera. How about this, sir? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Now it's fine, sir. Now it's fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So as a part of the presentation, outlook is first we'll try to understand something about the introduction to Unani medicine, and followed by some fundamentals of the Unani medicine. Like every medical science, they have their own potential Molika Siddhantas, like what we have the Umuri Tabaya, Asbab Sitta Zaruriya, Tabia. Very few things I have inculcated. Beyond that, there are so many things which, because of the paucity of the time, we are trying to cover this. Later, we'll try to understand the concept of health and disease in Unani medicine, and the diagnostic methods, the procedure through which how we will be knowing about the existence of disease from the physiological to pathological condition. And the most important part of every system of medicine is the principles and methods of treatment, like what treatment Unani system of medicine will be having, and how what is the principle lies behind the treatment of Unani medicine. And at most, the more major part of my discussion will be about the uniqueness of Unani medicine. Maybe some of the thing may be overlapped with other alternative system of medicine which is existing in India or maybe abroad. But to the best of my understanding from my part, I have brought some of the things as a uniqueness of the Unani medicine. So dear friends, as this Unani system of medicine, it is an integral part of Ayush system of medicine in India. Like we know that government of India came out of with a separate ministry called as Ministry of Ayush. This stands for an acronym for the Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, Swarikpa, and Homeopathy. So Unani is one of the integral part of the Ayush system of medicine in the India, which is recognized by the ministry and undertaken by. If you look at this as a part of the continuation of introduction to Unani system of medicine, basically this system of medicine is originated in the ancient Greece. There is a place called as Unan, that is Ionian for the Greek people. From there it is originated somewhere in the ancient period, some long thousands years of back. And these are the people Asclepius, Empedocles, Plato, Aristotle are. These are the people, the philosophers of the Greek, based upon their teachings. Later, Hippocrates made some of the thing as the theoretical understanding of the disease by just ignoring the superstitious condition to whom we contemplated as the cause of the disease. I mean to say, based upon the pre-Socratic philosophers of the Greek like Asclepius, Empedocles, Plato, Aristotle theories, Hippocrates came out of with a new concept of medicine, which truly lies on there is a cause and relationship of the disease. That's the reason we believe that Hippocrates is the father of medicine. From his teaching, only the science of Unani medicine came into existence. Later, some of the other physicians like Dioscorides, who contributed a lot with reference to the pharmacology of Unani, followed by Rufus, who enlightened so many things about the understanding of the disease and treatment. After the Greek physicians, we have one of the renowned personality from the Roman part of the physician is the Galen, who were lived somewhere between the first to second AD. He is the one who contributed a lot about understanding the anatomy and physiology. Apart from that, he explained several importance of the adivya, the what is called the drugs, and he refined some of the theories of the Hippocrates that were executed for the practical use. So the beginning of Unani medicine started from the ancient Greek, followed by some of the people who contributed for the development of science by the Roman, like a Galen. Lateral, it spreads to the countries of Arab and Persian nations where Rabat Dabri, Razi, Avicenna, Al-Qasim Zuhrawi, Ibn Betar, like these are the people of Arab and Persian nations. They have developed this science, inculcating the contemporary medical sciences into the science of Unani medicine. With this point, I can say these are the Arab and the Persian physician. They have learned so many things from the contemporary medical sciences of those days. They included into their compendiums outcome. Finally, they made this Unani science as a globally acceptable with some of the evidence-based things are there. Later, it is introduced into India by the Arabs and Persian people in India somewhere in the 8th and 9th century, where some of the rulers of the Indian provincial governments, they took this, they picked the system based upon its outcome and its effectiveness. Some kingdoms like Sultans of Delhi, Khilji, Tughlaq, Mughal people, and there is one particular family called as Khandani Sharifi in the northern part of the India. they have contributed a lot to promote to practice this system of medicine in India. Out of these several people, I would like to throw some light upon Mr. Hakim Ajmal Khan, who is a Wasiur also. He is a patriot and a freedom fighter and Hakim. Because of his contribution to the Unani system of medicine only, past 7 years, Government of India came out of the 11th February as a part of the birth anniversary of Hakim Ajmal Khan. This National Unani Day has been declared. So, to commemorate his contribution for the development and promotion of Unani system of medicine in India, this Unani Day is being celebrated throughout the India as well as abroad also. And as a part of this Unani Day celebration only, today I am addressing you people about the introduction of Unani and its importance. So here, these are the people to whom they have contributed to the science of Unani medicine. If you come to the part of the fundamentals of the Unani, the Molika, the basis of Unani system of medicine, I have just emphasizing on 3 important points. That is a Umure Tabayya. There are 7 physical factors are there, followed by Asbab Sitta Zaruriya. There are 6 essential prerequisites are there, which is there with the human body always throughout the life. And finally, there is one Tabiyat that is called as nature. For this Greek people in the classical physiology, it was called as medicatrix naturae. All these things are, along with some sub-categorized faculties of ours are there, they together make the human body functioning properly. So these are the 3 major fundamental part of the Unani system which we try to understand. As a part, if you look at this Umure Tabaya, the primary component of the fundamentals of Unani medicine, this Umure Tabaya is a purely Arabic term which stands for Umur means certain factors, Tabaya means physical factors. These physical factors may not be the exact substitute of a Latin term. The near understanding of this Umure Tabaya, according to the Unani philosophy, the science, every human being is being regulated. The principles related to human biologies are surrounded with 7 natural factors that make up the totality of the human beings. As a result, the 7 natural factors or the physical factors are, the first one, what we believe are the arkan, that could be considered as the nearest Latin term as the elements. Maybe my Ayurvedic brothers, probably they believe it like bhutas, like pancha bhutas are there. It seems to be. And the second important umur of this Unani system of medicine is the mizaj. Temperament is supposed to be the literal translation for the Latin word. I believe it's supposed to be Prakriti according to Ayurvedic science, it seems to be. And the most important point upon which the Unani system of medicine play a very pivotal role are the concept of akhlaq, that is the humors, the body fluids. Maybe it's something like we can collate with the doshas of according to Ayurveda system of medicine. Beyond these 3, the other 4 important umur are the factors of Unani medicine. What we believe, there are certain organs, followed by some ruh, that is pneuma is there, and this ruh try to initiate the faculties of certain bodily organs. As a result, different functions will carry out in the body. So these are the 7 physical factors and the natural factors where the Unani people pay much attention, and these are the 7 factors which are responsible for the human biology, which makes the human body totality to function. Let us try to understand one each together. Arkan, the nearest terminology, suppose we can consider as an element, because in the history, if you look at the Greek philosophy, arcans are something like the base, very basic bodies or roots or the origins. Aristotle is the one who gave it arcan as a term element. These are the primordial substances which carry certain qualities are there. According to Unani, or the Unani theories of science, Unani science theories are based upon 4 arcans are there. That is, the center of all these arcans are the earth, earth upon which we have water, upon which we have air, and the most uppermost part of this elemental is fire. It means Ag, Hawa, Pani, Mitti. This is a chronological order from above downwards. So Unani believe that in the cosmos, in the universe, almost all the living and non-living beings are created with the reactions and the actions of these are as amalgamation of one or other element, so-called the arkan. So as a whole, every arkan root will be having one quality that could be there is a hard, dry, wet or cold. Sometimes it is a combination of hard, dry, hot, wet, cold, dry and cold, wet. So these are the four elements that the Greek philosophers strongly believed about it. The second most important fundamental aspect of the Unani system of medicine, the tumor, is the mizaj. Mizaj is, as I have mentioned, the nearest terminology. Maybe it is a temperament. Some people also call it as a constitution. Also, there are different versions are there, but nearest understandable point is temperament. It seems to be, and what I believe, according to Ayurveda, it seems to be the prakriti. It is defined as an admixture of a different element. Basically, this mizaj will came into an existence when different elements they are admixture, and as a result their qualities in a specific ratio, there will be a one particular kind of mizaj will arises, and these mizaj will be there for in all the living and non-living beings also. And based upon the concept of this mizaj, based upon the concept of the mizaj also, in the Unani system of medicine, the human beings and the personalities of the human beings have been categorized into four, like Damavi mizaj, Balgami mizaj, Safravi mizaj, and Saudavi mizaj. And Unani system pay much attention about the mizaj of the patient, mizaj of the disease, and selection of the drug based upon the mizaj to treat certain conditions also. And the third important fundamental principle of Unani system of medicine, that umur, is the akhlaq. Akhlaq are nothing but the body fluids. In the body, there are different fluids are there, out of which Hippocrates believe that there are particular colored body fluids are there. Based upon the color, he gave it different name. The red color fluid is called as the blood, white is the phlegm, black is the sauda, that is the melancholy, and yellow is the choleric. So he believed that there are so many body fluids are there, particularly these four colored body fluids are called as the akhlaq, that can be literally considered as a humors, and the existence of humor in their normal quality and quantity will represent the individual health and the disease condition. And likewise, based upon this akhlaq, arkan, and mizaj, that personality types and traits are also being defined. Some Unani physician, they have also explained the existence of these four different fluids or the akhlaq in the body. Suppose we collect the blood after a venesection or phlebotomy, take in a test tube, leave it for some time. If you try to put the test tube in some hot water, probably at the end of some time, you will be find different color, layered colors are there. The most sedimented part of this test tube will be the black color, above which will be have a different color, and above which will have a yellow or the white color. All these four colors represent the four colored body fluids, which are what is called as the blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. So this hypothesis explains that this hypothesis proved by means of this small experimentation that in human body, the body fluids are only four colored one, and four colored body fluids are given as a dam, balgam, safra, soda, and accordingly their dominance and their what is called as the quantitative qualitative derangement can leads to abnormality of the human body. The fourth umur of the human body is the aza. Aza means there is an organs. Unani physicians, Unani scientists, they categorize the body organs into two. That is a simple organ. We call it as a aza basit or aza mufarrad, the simple organs. And in contrast to that, there are different compound organs are there. So two types of organs are there in the human body. If you look at the simple organs, here I have brought around 10 major simple organs. Beyond this, there are three other ones also there. That like ism, bone, ghazruf, cartilage, nerve, asab, vitra, tendon, rabat is the ligament, shriyan is the artery, veins are the varid, ghishar the membranes, lahm is the muscle, shaham is the fat. Most of the physicians, they believe these are the 10 simple organs. Beyond that also, there are three other substances are there, like nail, hair, and some other things are there. So to the best of Unani people's understanding, apart from these 10, 3 more simple organs are there. And the compound organs are the organs which are formed as a inculcation of the as a cluster of 1 or 2 simple organs. If you look at this, in Unani, we believe that Azai Murakkab, the best compound organs in the human bodies are called as Azai Raisa, which is also can be considered termed as vital organs. There are 4 vital organs, primarily for the survival of the species and the genera. We need to have heart, that is the qalb, dimag, and jigar. This is called as the heart, brain, and liver. These are the 3 things are important for the survival of all the human beings. If you wanted to go for the survival of the generation of species, this is Bakhain Nasl ke liye, we need to have another vital organ, that is the Azai Tanasulia, or the genital organs. So Unani believe that there are 4 different vital organs, and their functions are going to regulate the survival of the human body as well as the survival of the different species of the genera. The 5th umur tabaya is the arwah, ruh. Basically, the ruh can be considered as a pneuma. In fact, some people are also interpreting like the spirit. Spirit may be a different, but a ruh is something like, this is the one which what we inhale into the body, from which as a mechanism, as a process of what is called as the metabolism, it transfer from lungs to the circulatory system, and it reaches to different part of the body where it can carry nutrition and some of the vital energy to the different parts of the body. So ruh, we have different kinds of ruh, like a ruh haywani, ruh tabai, ruh nafsani. Nafsani will take care of all the psychic functions. Tabai for this cardiac, and haywani is for cardiac and the hepatic functions of all this carry. The Qwa is something like the powers or the functionings are there. According to Unani, there are 4 different Qwas are there. Powers we have, like Quwwat Nafsaniya, which deals with the psychiatric power, and Quwwat Haywaniya, this is for this cardiac, and this is what is called as the hepatic. And finally, the 4th one is related to the reproductive powers are there. All these faculties and powers, they perform different functions, and these functions is called as the afal. Afal stand for the functioning. Likewise, the vital organs are there. The major 3 functions of heart, liver, and the brain will be carried out by different functions. And apart from these 3 major functions, there are subcategories of functions are also there. As a whole, these 7 umur tabaya will take control of the human body with the help of tabiyat, or the physics, that makes the body to be in a normal position as a totality to control physical functions of the human body. If anything deranged in any one of these 7, ultimately the body's immunity or the medicatrix nature or the tabiyat physics will be disturbed. As a result, the disease will manifest. As I said, in the fundamentals of the Unani medicine, the second most important part beyond the umur tabaya is the asbab sitta zaruriya. Basically, this is an Arabic term. Asbab stand for causes. Sitta is stand for the numerical value 6. Zaruriya mean essential. For the survival of any human being or the living beings, we need to have all these 6 essential prerequisites are there, without which nobody can survive. All living beings need to have all these things. For example, hawa, that is the ambient air, the air where we are living. It is essential, without which nobody can survive. Makula mashrub mean the eatables and the drinkables, like food and water. Anything which is consumed in the form of a dry or liquid, all those things which comes under the part of the makula mashrub. Similarly, the third important sabab essential causes is the harakat sukun bandi. This stands for bodily movement and reposes are there, because every person should have some minimal body movement, and accordingly there is some minimal rest is required for the body. If it is not going to be happen, the people may likely to develop some abnormalities. Likewise, there is a harakat sukun nafsani also. Unani science paid much attention to not only to the body repose and action, but at the same time, Unani also believes about the harakat sukun nafsani. I mean, how much of what is called as the work to be given to the psychic faculty, and how much rest is mandatory essential. If it is not, the equilibrium is not maintained, then it can also lead to the number of multiple diseases are there. Like There must be balance of normal exact. It means sleep and wakefulness is also very important. We have a very standard prescribed what is the sleep and wakeful qualities and the duration according to ages of the individuals there. And the most important part of the Asbab Sitta Zaruri is this Etibas Istifrah, which stand for retention and elimination and retention and elimination, evacuation and eliminations of the thing, where what are the things which are needed to be retained into the body that are essential to provide energy to the body, are the part, it becomes part of the body. The thing which are required are to be retained as called as the etibas, and the thing which is not required to the body to be eliminated from the body is called as istifra or elimination. So the second most important fundamental part of the Unani medicine is the importance of asbab sitta zaruriya to maintain the normal health of the individual when the individual's health are right, or to prevent the disease. Sometimes what happens if the person infected with any disease, these asbab sitta zaruriya will help them to eradicate, to control the related diseases. And third most important part, according to the fundamental principle of Unani system of medicine, is the tabiyat. I said tabiyat, this is a classical concept of medicatrix naturae. Greek physician believe that there is this one nature, the one is physics is there, the innate capacity of the individual. We call it as in Unani, Huwate Mudabbire Badan. Huwat is some force, factor, Mudabbir which causes controlling, which neutralizes according to the requirement. And Badan is the body. Bodily Mudabbire Huwat, there is one force which controls all the powers. If you look at this functional part of this tabiyat, this is the supreme power of the body which control all the physiological functions of the body, and also it provides resistance against the disease. That is, it helps in prevention of the disease. In fact, umure tabayya together helping this tabiyat to keep the body in a healthy state. So these are the three major components of the fundamentals of Unani medicine. Beyond that, we have every segment of this fundamental, we have subcategorizations of there. If you look at the concept of health and disease in Unani medicine, because fundamentals are very vast, I just wanted to put very glimpses of this. Let me try to place before you what Unani people believe with reference to health and how the diseases are. In fact, according to the Jalinus, the Gallen, and other Unani physician, according to Unani, based upon this perception, the human body is of three in a different states. The states of human bodies are three. One is it's a purely in a health state, or sometimes it could be in a disease state. That is the person suffering from diseases. Beyond these two, there is another state called as the halate thalasa. That is the tertiary state or the third state, where neither the person or the individual is purely in a health state nor in a disease. I'll try to explain you this particular condition. We know that, Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Almighty, we are all healthy. But at the same time, we are looking the people in the hospital who have been admitted for treating the disease. Their disease one. Look at the population who are geriatric one, old age people, are the children. If you ask them, they said that, of course, my health is equally good. Sometimes I'm not good. So the geriatric population and the health state of the geriatric population is considered to be neither health nor disease. Maybe like children's pediatrics also, their state condition is also. This is what some Unani physicians believe, that human body, the state of human body, are either it could be in a healthy state, disease state, or there is a third state, which stands for neither too healthy nor disease. Likewise, the cause of health and disease is absolutely depend upon the equilibrium of the akhlaq. Here, the word equilibrium, why I'm using is this equilibrium stand for a qualitative and the quantitative consideration is there. If all the body fluids, humors, akhlaq, that is dam, balgam, safra, soda, if they are qualitatively mean with their qualitative attribute like hot, cold, moist, and wet, if they are good, and by the same time, the quantitative also. What is the quantity of this humor to be there in the body? If they are in a normal way, then only the health will be exist. If any qualitative and quantitative disequilibrium happens within the akhlaq, the humors, it can lead to the manifestation of the disease. So I hope that we can able to find the right meaning. The state of health and the disease is totally depends upon the equilibrium with reference to the qualitative and the quantitative. balance of the 4 body fluids along with the other umritabaya. As far as this prevention of the disease is concerned, I already explained about the role and importance of asbab iqtidariya, that is 6 essential factors and the prerequisites are there, where we have come across about the ambient air, eatables and the drinks, and the body movement and the repose, psychic movement and the repose, and finally the sleep and wakefulness, and etabas, retention and elimination. All 6, there should be balance. Otherwise, we need to go for modulation into this. As a whole, if you look at this Unani medicine deals with treating the diseases if the person is suffering. If the person is likely to develop the disease, for them we have the clear concept of the prevention of disease under the chapter of Hifzan Sahar. Hifzan means prevention or protecting from the disease side. As a whole, if you look at this, Unani medicine deals with overall development of the individual physical, mental, and social well-being. So this is what the concept of health and disease in Unani medicine, which speaks about overall development of the individual's physical, mental, and social well-being. Let me take you to the disease part. What Unani system believe that we have come out of the classification of the disease. Basically, the Unani follow different methods of classifications are there. The raw method of Unani classification, beyond that, like genetic diseases, degenerative diseases, the conventional says how they categorize infectious diseases. But we have our own classification of the disease. Like there are diseases which are of simple in nature, we call it as a marz mufarrad. Marz stand for disease, mufarrad is the simple diseases, where only one particular entity will be there, one particular organ will affected. In contrast to this, the other group of diseases are there called as marz murakkab, mean compound diseases are there. It is an amalgamation of one or more kind of simple diseases will be there. We have so many diseases are there, either which comes under the category of mufarrad or murakkab. By the same time, another classification of disease according to Unani is that there some diseases are amraz khalaqi, mean they are congenital, they are came from the neonatal, from since birth. But most of the diseases are even acquired also. Somehow iktisabi, they have been acquired. Based upon the sabab, the cause, the diseases are categorized into, there is a sue mizaj. As I said in the fundamental principle, arkan, elements, mizaj, temperament, akhlaq. These are the 3 basic substances which is going to regulate the human body's functionality and the dysfunction. As we know that there are 4 simple qualities are there: hot, dry, moist, and wet. And all these elements, all these humors, they have the compound temperaments are there: hot and dry, hot and moist, cold and dry, cold and moist. If anything goes wrong with this temperament of either the fluids, that is akhlaq, or the elements, that can lead to distemperament. We call it as a sue mizaj. And this sue mizaj could be a sada, simple, mean where only one of the quality, either there will be increasing in the hotness, or there will be increasing the coldness, there will be increasing the moistness, or there will be increasing in the dryness will be there. If any diseases which represent with this only one quality, only single quality abnormal, such a disease are categorized as sue mizaj sada. If it is an amalgamation of 2 different qualities like hot and cold, hot and dry, hot and wet, cold and dry, such considered as a compound ones. Likewise, we have 8. Madhi stands for there is an involvement of the substance. This substance could be later what the people have found out any microorganism, but according to Unani, this Madhi stand for the matter, substance. The substance is one of the wood, right? Akhlaq, humors are there. Like what we believe, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha is there. We believe in Unani, either it could be a Damavi, Balgami, Safravi, Saudavi, Rihi, or Mai, Madhi. So any matter is involved, and that such a matter's temperament visage is deranged. As a result, some diseases will manifest. So one category of the diseases are based upon the distemperament, that is the change in the visage, either it could be a simple or compound, and it could be involvement of the matter. Another category based upon the causes of the disease classification is sue tarkib. There are certain structural malformations are there. For example, a child is born with, there is a defective shape will be there, like hydrocephalus, and with the dimension, something what happened, no, some body parts are either it could be atrophied or sometimes it could be a hypertrophied. The dimensions are changed. Sometimes what happened, no, there is a sue tarkib ba adad. number will be decreased. Like some people will born with more than 10 fingers, either in the upper hand, in the lower hand. Some people have some digits also there. Any increase or decrease in the number of the organs of the part will consider under the category of a Sui Tarkib. Some organs are there which are displaced in this normal position, deviated, or alignment issues are there. Such diseases or categories under the category of Sui Tarkib Wajza, that's position. The third category based upon the cause is Tafarruq Ittisal, loss of continuity. This could be as a result of mechanical injury or as a sequelae of the body phenomenon. Also, there are different things will be happen. The best example of a Tafarruq Ittisal, loss of continuity, can we say Barza Murakkab will be the inflammation, warm, wounds, laceration, injuries, etc. etc. This is one way of understanding the classification of different diseases in Unani medicine. Let me take you to the diagnostic methods, because we have come across the fundamentals, we have come across the cause of the disease and how to maintain the health. And we also know about the disease, different disease categories are also, there is a cause and relationship of the disease. Then how to diagnose the diseases. Classically, Unani people used to follow the general examination procedure like observation, auscultation, palpation, percussion is also there. Overall, looking the patient starting from the head up to the toe, followed by the specific examination, which are very particular to Unani system of medicine, is the examination of the nubs, that is pulse examination, Muayna bowl, that is urine examination, Muayna baraz, that is feces and the stool examination. These are the three major methods of examination. Of course, Unani physician, they are authorities in the Nadi Pariksha, but now the art of Nadi Pariksha is almost say this is negligible. Very few people are know the art of diagnosing through the Nadi Vyavastha, but still we are trying to follow this urine examination to find out the procedure of the disease and the effect of the drug with the intervention and use of the drugs of concoction and the conations. But feces also will be taken care for understanding diagnosis. We have specific indications and the markers of all these parameters. And beyond this, I said, for systemic examination, like conventional size people, we do follow inspection, palpation, percussion, and auscultation. And today, to validate the classical diagnostic method with the conventional size, today we rely on laboratory investigations of the conventional size. That is, I can say biochemistry and the pathological. It includes microbiological examinations also. Right. Let me come to the part of the treatment. Before I take you to what are the treatment methods we have, some principle we follow before we take into the starting the treatment. Unani believe that the treatment part is totally holistic approach. Here, we take the human being as an individual, complete entity instead of focusing on the symptom what the patient is going to present before the what is the physician. I mean to say, the conventional science concept of reductionism is quite opposite with the concept of holism. Like we take complete human body into consideration, where treatment will be focused upon the individual's mizaj and the predominance of the madda or the sada, whatever the etiological factor, and keeping the mental and the physical condition along with the environmental factors of the individual, this holistic treatment will be provided. And the most important point is Unani system of medicine follows the ilaj mean the principles of contradiction. Mean, suppose if a person is suffering with the disease of cold the contradiction, principle of opposition will be there. If the quality is hard, such a condition will be treated keeping the patient's temperament into consideration. The drugs which are contradictory, like if it is a heart, we will try to treat cases with cold drugs. Similarly, if the quantity is high, that will be tried to minimize with the quantitative consideration. So the principle of contradiction is applicable in all the treatment modalities that I'll explain you later. And third principle is, before taking the treatment into as a whole, we'll try to elucidate the cause, that izala sabab, removing of the cause appropriately. For that, the exact treatment procedure is mentioned, like tanhiya. Probably Ayurvedic people, they follow the procedure of shodhana, it seems to be, to the best of my memory, that where we will try to eliminate the morbid matter What matter is predominantly happening present. Accordingly, by selecting some of the specific drugs, keeping giving of the drug of the concoction based upon the dosha, filth, we have a specific duration of giving of the treatment for tandhiya, followed by there is a conations also, concoction and conation, where keeping the person health condition and the matter of elimination into consideration. If it is required, we will try to normalize the mizaj of the individual, giving appropriate therapy, keeping into the consideration of the whole body condition of the patient. Followed by sometime, if it is required, tahwiyat means tonics will be given, or any pain management things are there. So, like all such as appropriate drugs will be given. These are the principles what we apply in the treatment while giving to the patient. If it literally try to find out what are the methods Unani system of people follow for the treatment, we have four very wonderful globally accepted treatment methods are there. That is Ilaj bil Dawa. Dawa stand for drug pharmacotherapy, where primarily will focus on single drug management. If it is not, will assume are added with the compound drugs. The part of this dawa will comes. If we talk about the dawa, we have 90% of the drugs what we use are from the nature, the herbal one, to the extent animal and the mineral source of the drugs we will use. Any drug which is used for the purpose of a treatment will become under the category of ilaj bi dawa, and these drugs will work according to the principles of Unani. What we have done separate description, because of the time is not permitting me to enlighten on all these things. First, primarily, we'll take dawa and ilaj bil ghiza, sometimes keeping the person and the disease condition, we'll try to put some emphasis on the importance of the dietetics also. Here I said, in Unani, we follow the principle of contradiction, mean usul bizid. Usul is mean principle, bizid mean opposite. In principle of dietetics, we follow two, while giving the dietetics, we follow two principles are there. Suppose if a person is suffering with a cold temperamental condition disease, almost the diets will be prescribed. The diet, either it could be what is called as a food eatables or drinkable substances like kashaya, joshanda, sharbat, majun. Emphasis will be tried to pay the drugs which is made of the contradictory to the condition. And by the same time, quantitative consideration also will be taken into care. I'll just put one example. According to Unani, this obesity is considered as seminifereth, and this is one of the diseases of what is called as the bulgami, that is of cold temperament, where we need to treat the patient with the drugs which are of hot temperament qualitatively, and by the principles of treatment of dietetics, we also apply the quantitative principles of dietetics, where the patient will be suggested the four principles like total complete cessation of the diet, or abstinence from the diet, reducing the diet, or increasing the diet. As per the requirement of the patient, two principles will be applicable while administrating the drug. There is a qualitative and the quantitative. If the patient of tuberculosis is there, drugs along with the diet which are of high nutritious value and more quantity will be recommended. Ilaj bi tadbir, this is one of the very attractive, as Sir Suhas Kumar sir was also talking about the cupping. Of course, we have very wonderful regiments, like some 100, more than 100 regiments we have. They are giving very promising results. I'll put some enlightening on this. Based upon, primarily we'll try to treat the patient with the drugs. If drug and diets are not going to do, then we'll take the help of regimens also. That is, regimens means the tadabirs also. List of tadabirs are there. Whichever is required, that will be administered. And the most advantageous part of our Unani science of medicine, we have ilaj bil yad, that's a manipulative therapies of the surgical, parasurgical procedures. In the beginning, I said about that, I have mentioned, there is a description about Abu al-Qasim Zohrawi, who is the 11th century physician. He is the man supposed to be the modern science of people, modern surgeons also believe that he is the one who laid down the modern surgical procedure, because from the text what we learned, he is the one who developed around 200 surgical devices according to the requirement, and his work Kitab al-Tasrif is still were used throughout the western part of the countries up to 17th century. So Unani also pay attention to the treatment of surgical procedures also. As I said, Ilaj bi dawa, we use herbs. Either it could be a single or compound. We have different combinations. Nearly some 30 plus pharmacopoeias are there, apart from non-pharmacopoeial preparation. Some animal drugs are also there. Mineral drugs are also be used as a treatment. If you look at the drugs, different dosage forms are there. Probably we are the people who provide more what is called the sugar and honey-based preparations to the suffering humanity. Bitter medicine in a sweet form, so that the people will get much benefit by taking this medication. So if you look at the dosage form, there are so many drugs which are in the solid form, like powders, tablet, pills, tablets are there. Different dosage forms we have. Liquids like Joshanda, Hisanda, Sharbat, Kutur. Semi-solid like what Ayurvedic people is supposed to be having, Chavatrasha, Lehas are there. We have different versions of semi-solids are there, like Majun, Jawarish, Kanira, Lau, topical creams like Rogan, oil, Tila, Zimat, liquids, etc. And by the same time, we have some evaporative Bukhari is also there, like gaseous substance like Laklaka, Bukur. So like the different states of a medicine, we have 4 different kind of administration, dosage of drugs are also there. The second Ilaj, the part of treatment method, what I have already mentioned, was this Ilaj Tadbir. The most nowadays, the people are very passionate to get the benefits of hijama. Maybe if I get any time, I will put a light. We will focus more about the beneficial effects of the hijama. Irsale Allah, like this is a leaching therapy. We follow Pashoya, foot bath, Amalai cauterization, Nutul. Probably you too have this Dhara, Dalak, Hammam. I think this is the one what we have very advantages under the regimental therapy is a hammam. As I said, Ilaj Bilad is surgery. Surgery, as I said, Abul Qasim Zohrabi is the authority who developed different surgical equipments, and we too follow different surgical procedures also. And these are some of the devices Abul Qasim Zohrabi developed, and he depicted in his classical surgical books also. And I would like to bring some of the important books to the August audience. Al-Khanun Fittib was the work of Avicenna. I hope some of the Unani Ayurvedic fraternity people might be knowing about Avicenna, his contribution, because Al-Khanun is one of the major book of choice of the studies for the European medical universities up to 17th century. And like there are different Kamil Thanat, Kitab al-Tasir, this is a surgical book. And I'm very happy to place before all of you. Razi is the one who is given a very clear description about the treatise on the smallpox and the measles and the treatment also. Kitab al-Adwiya, and this is the one during the 70th AD and up to 12th century. Nearly some 2,000 different herbs and their indications have been mentioned in this book by Antaki. Coming to the very conclusion part of my discussion, probably my time is also over. Uniqueness of the Unani medicine. This is my understanding. Otherwise, you people have to tell us, because you people have the very vast majority of Ayurvedic practices. And as Dr. Ashok was telling about that recently, they come across with this Siddha medicine and their uniqueness. I believe that you might have come across of the homeopathy also. I tried to put something from my end. This is my own perception, the uniqueness of Unani medicine. Maybe some of the things they are overlapping, it seems to be. You people can best judge it and tell me. The most important point, what I believe is the uniqueness of Unani system of medicine is the fundamentals of Unani medicine, particularly it based upon the Greek philosophy. I don't think so. Today, there is no country or there is no particular science where still this Greek philosophy is being used. And this Greek philosophy, with reference to the fundamentals of sciences, it depends upon 4 elements, 4 body fluids, and 4 what is called as the temperaments are there. The other sciences, we have a difference, so it makes a uniqueness of Unani medicine. As I said, the Unani system of medicine take the patient while providing the treatment as in a holistic approach. I said that without treating, as a Unani practitioner, we won't treat the symptom, we treat complete cause, etiology, and entire thing into consideration, keeping the physical, mental aspect of the individual and keeping equal importance to the environment factors of the patient with what's called as a tailored or specifically designed treatment to the individual. And this personalized treatment is also something where, because every individual is having different temperament, the mizaj. No 2 individuals are alike. So the diseases are also different. Though the disease may be one, but drugs are work in different visage wise. So the treatment what Unani people will provide will be a personalized treatment, and the treatment could be of a drug, diet, sometimes it could be a regimen also. So personalized treatment where I can say very tailored treatment will be given. The uniqueness of Unani system of medicine is different regimens are there, which comes under the part of what is called as Ilaj bit Tadbir. Here, the first one is the hijama. It is one of the bloodletting procedure. Today, I think globally people are very apprehended to go for bloodletting procedure, but globally bloodletting procedures are being practiced by Unani people, and most of you people are also getting benefit. You people are also referring for this bloodletting procedure hijama. This is conventionally say wet cupping, and there is a renaissance of use of this irsal leaching therapy after this plastic surgery and this reconstruction therapy has been started. We are in use since the time, and there is a venesection, or we call it as a phlebotomy, because Unani is the one which also promote venesection as well as arteriotomy. That is the reason I'm using the word phlebotomy, where some experts also give puncture to the arteries if it is required, though this is not in practice, but the most common puncturing of veins there, venesection is there. I think this is the uniqueness of Unani system of medicine, where the people are more attracted to take the treatment. People come forward to receive the treatment. Yeah, and this is hammam is one of the part of regimental therapy, I believe, because if you look at this Indian difference, Indian medical system, sciences, and globally, we have a very elaborate description, indication, uses, and contraindications of hammam, and people prefer to take this hammam. And to the best of my understanding, I believe that there is a separate branch of medical science is emerged as a balinology, where medical hammams have been recommended. That what we have, and there is the uniqueness of Unani medicine, which is what we have. And it is my belief that most of the classical concept of Unani were scientifically validated. Some of them have been taken over by the conventional science of the people, and they are going to prove scientifically. And this is my submission. This is the only science. There is no such a management of the spirituality like other medical sciences of India is there. Unani system of medicine, there is no such a description of spirituality. It's only talk about mental and physical illnesses. And there is a separate, a parallel science of medicine is there that comes under the category of prophetic medicine. But if you look at this Unani practice, no Unani practitioner, no literature is talk about the spirituality. But while practicing, while giving the treatment, spiritual health is also being paid importance with the consideration of the prophetic medicine of the people who are expert into this one. Finally, though this Unani system of medicine is not a native to India like other system, of course, it came into India somewhere 7th and 8th century, but now it's still the people are using, by millions of the people are using in India. So this is the uniqueness of this Unani system of medicine. For the last several years, now it is taking a patronage of the ruler as well as the people, and now people are consistently getting benefit and also giving good feedback. Now this is your time to ask anything about to get clarified. My talk is over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your elaborative talk on Unani medicine. Thank you very much, sir, Professor Dr. Aleemuddin, sir. We could able to identify some of the similarities between our system of medicine as well as the treatment modalities of Unani system of medicine as well. And even in the past also, in the previous guest lecture, when we could able to notice some of the similarities of the treatments in Siddha system of medicine as well. So nice to know, sir. Now, may I request our PG scholars, UG students, if at all any queries are there, please have an interactive session with Professor Aleemuddin, sir. Scholars, please raise your questions. Sir, before they gear up, let me ask two questions.
Sir, please.
In Ayurveda, we are having some wellness medicine, sir. Right. Not only for therapeutic purpose. Therapy comes the next step. First thing is, for the betterment of oneself, we are having certain sort of medications. One has to practice as a daily regimen to prevent the upcoming morbidities or the upcoming manifestations of deformities. Like that, if at all any wellness medicines are there in the Unani system of medicine.
So truly, we do have, as I said, this if you look at the fundamental, is it I'm audible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. If you look at the fundamentals of Unani medicine, I have focused this role and importance of Asbab Sitta Zaruriya. The 6 prerequisites are there. I think I can take this issue as Ayurvedic people believe that there's a Dinacharya, Ritucharyas are there.
Yes.
Similarly, this Asbab Sitta Zaruriya is also going to say about that one has to follow all the 6 essential prerequisites are there. You have to keep your air good in conditions. It should not be mutilated with any toxic substances. And one has to take the diet in appropriate quantity based upon your lifestyle. Like whether you are a sedentary life, then what is the calories? If you are a very strenuous worker, like there is a moderation, there is a modulation of all these 6 essential prerequisites there. One has to maintain this physical movement and the rest, psychic movement and rest. I'm just going on feeding myself without doing any physical activity. Obviously, such things can cause diseases of obstruction. We believe it as a amraze sudud or amraze etibas. So to control all these things as a part of the welfareness or the well-being of this individual, generally we'll ask the patient to follow this Asbab Sitta Zaruriya as a regular habit.
Okay.
And followed by some medications are there that can be given as a tonics. That is what is called as takhwiyat ke liye. So that will keep the people according to age, according to mizaj, according to their environmental factors. We have a very good description of this wellness concept of wellness.
Yes. Sir, one more thing is we are having this detoxification therapies. We call it as panchakarmas. Therapeutic panchakarma is different. Once the disease has occurred, then we are having a specific panchakarma line of a treatment. But before the manifestation of a disease itself, to prevent the diseases, we need to undergo the panchakarma, seasonal panchakarma. We call it as detoxification therapies. Like that, if at all any detoxification therapies are there.
Correct. Sir, I think your question is over, or do you want to
No, over, sir.
Sir, if you go back to the methods of treatment, what we have, one is I said ilaj bil dawa, that is pharmacotherapy, ilaj bil ghiza, dietotherapy. Third part is ilaj bil tadbir. Tadbirs are nothing but the regimental therapy. If you look at these therapies, regimens, what we have, I said it's more than 100 regimens are there. Most of these are some of the regimens which are reflecting the panchakarma.
Okay.
Where we are going to talk about Vaman, Virochan, Nasya, and Basti and Rakta Mokshana. Sometimes you may not be followed the Rakta Mokshana, you have some other things are there. Basti and Basti is there. All these things are there in the regimental therapy, Ilaj bi Tadbir is there. And as a Unani practitioner physician, we too follow, there's a prophylactic therapies and therapeutic regimens are there. Prophylactic regimens, therapeutic regimens, based upon the condition. Suppose if a person is likely to fall into the particular kind of disease, we recommend the prophylactic regimens. If it is disease occurs, then we'll provide them therapeutic regimens. But one principle according to Unani is this: before you are undertaking any regimen, tadbir, we need to go for the principle of concoction, shodhana, what you said, detoxification. We call it as a nuzij, mean we'll give some medication to the patient that will be kept for a certain period based upon the predominance of particular kind of matter. Initially, that will be given for the number of days, followed by laxatives. And again, if the body temperament mizaj is good, okay. If it is required, we'll try to normalize it. Then, if it is required, to give tonic, and subsequently, any appropriate regimen will be given. These things will be happen in both prophylactic and the therapeutic. Purva karma, paschat karma, like what the concept what we have, we too follow the same thing from regimens.
Yes, thank you, sir. Any queries from the scholars, PG scholars? Thank you, sir. Anyhow, I will be sharing the queries of the scholars.
Please,
But all
sir.
in further discussion, if any queries are raised,
Please.
definitely I will tell you, sir. I will convey the queries to your mail ID. And once again, I am
For
very
all
much.
such, sorry, Dr. Ashokji, for any query, just I have forwarded my contact detail here on my email ID. And sometime if they can go for one of my YouTube channels also there, probably this video is also going to be uploaded there.
Yes.
And I have the already discussed topics are there. Ask them, feel free. If you have any query, let them contact. I'm available here for anything from my end to promote this Unani system of medicine and to go for integration of Unani system of medicine with other Indian system of medicines.
Thank you, sir. And we, on behalf of KLE Ayurved, on behalf of Kahir's PM Kankanwadi Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Belagavi, I wholeheartedly thank Professor Dr. Aleemuddin Qu sir for accepting our invitation. Actually, sir is referred by Dr. Aziz Arbar, one of our professor of Kamar Vidya from Institution. And sir has readily accepted our invitation and delivered a very innovative and brief talk about the introduction of the system of medicine. Definitely, our Ayush fraternity got sensitized about the various systems of medicine, and we could able to know the beauty of the science, where some of the therapies are mimicking, some of the therapies are really nothing but they are joining together one by one, joining hand together. So in the future also in the globalization, the integrative medicine definitely will be taking part by taking some integrated research works and work together. And I wholeheartedly thank you once again, sir. Thank you, one and.